We've all been there, right? You're frustrated, you're stuck on hold, and you feel totally ignored by a company. It's that one experience that can completely make or break how you feel about a brand. But what if I told you there's a proven method to turn that exact moment of frustration into pure loyalty? Well, today, we're going to break down a powerful step-by-step method to do just that, to turn an angry customer into your biggest fan.
It really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you take someone who is at their absolute breaking point, fix their problem, and somehow make them feel so good about the whole thing that they'll stick with you for life? I promise you, it's not magic and it's definitely not luck. It is a strategy, and we're about to unpack it.
And here's the thing. The core idea is surprisingly simple. It all boils down to one single powerful action, making that customer feel truly, genuinely heard. Now, this isn't just about not talking. It's about deep understanding. We're going to use a framework that makes this happen every single time, and it's called the HERD framework.
So let's dive into this HERD framework. Seriously, think of this as your 5-step secret weapon for basically any tough customer situation you can imagine. It's simple, it's easy to remember, and you know what? It actually works. Okay, step 1 is the foundation. Here. And trust me, this is way harder than it sounds. Your gut instinct, your training, everything is telling you to jump in and solve the problem right away. But you have to fight that urge. Let them vent. Let them get it all out without you saying a word. Your only job right here, right now, is to listen and get the full story.
All right, once they've told their story, you shift to step 2, empathize. This is where you start building a bridge. And here's a key distinction. You don't have to agree with them, but you absolutely have to validate their feelings. Simple things like, I can see why you're frustrated, or that sounds incredibly difficult, shows them you're on their team.
Step 3 is so important. Apologize, and it has to be sincere. This means no excuses, no "I'm sorry, but," just a clean, direct, "I am so sorry this happened." A real apology is one of the fastest ways on earth to de-escalate a tense situation. And now, we pivot. We go from listening to action. With step 4, resolve. This is where you empower not just yourself, but the customer too. By asking that simple question, what can I do to make this right, you're pulling them into the solution. It becomes a collaboration, and it gives them back a feeling of control.
And finally, the step that truly great companies never, ever skip, diagnose. So the call is over, the customer is happy, but the work is not done. This is where you go back and figure out what broke in the system to cause this, so you can make sure no one else has to go through the same thing next week.
So we have the HERD framework. That's our foundation. But here's the thing. You can't apply it the same way everywhere. In this next part, we're going to look at how your speed and your strategy need to change depending on if you're on the phone, face-to-face, or dealing with a comment online for the whole world to see.
First things first, you have to understand that speed means different things on different channels. Of course, on the phone or in person, the expectation is right now. But look at social media, under an hour. That's because it's public and everyone's watching. Even email has a tight window. Getting back to people quickly is the first signal you can send that says, "I'm listening and I care."
When you're on the phone, the little things are everything. That tip about smiling while you talk, it sounds kind of silly, I know, but I swear people can actually hear it in your voice. And the don'ts? Oh man, we've all been trapped in that endless transfer loop, or that awkward, silent hold. It just pours gasoline on the fire. Now, in person, it's a whole different ballgame. What you do can be even more important than what you say. Keep your body language open, not defensive. A really pro move is to guide them to a quieter spot. It shows respect. And then show them you're taking action. Grab a notepad, start typing, look up their order. These physical signs scream, "I am on it." But sometimes, a situation gets past simple frustration and becomes genuinely heated. This next section is absolutely critical. It's about how you handle those really high-stakes moments, how to de-escalate tension, and knowing when safety has to become the #1 priority. The most important thing to remember is this: your calm is contagious. You have to be the anchor in the storm. When they get louder, you get quieter. When they speed up, you slow down. Then, use what's called reflective listening. Just repeat back what you're hearing. It proves you're listening, and it can instantly lower the temperature in the room.
This is a massive turning point. De-escalation is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic wand. There is a line, and when a customer crosses that line, the entire playbook changes. You go from customer service to personal safety.
And here is that line, drawn in the sand. If it's verbal abuse, cursing, insults, the protocol is to give one clear warning. You say, I want to help you, but I can't continue if you use that language. But the moment a threat of violence is made, even a vague one, it's over. The conversation ends, it is non-negotiable. You contact the authorities, your safety comes first, period.
All right, let's switch gears from those intense one-on-one moments to the wild west of the internet. Because every online review, every tweet, every comment, it's not just a complaint. It's a public performance of your customer service for the entire world to watch. Whew. Yeah, we've all seen a comment just like this one. It's raw, it's out there for everyone to see, and it feels like a punch to the gut. Your first instinct is probably to get defensive, or maybe just delete it and hope it goes away. But that is absolutely the wrong move.
And this is the gold standard response. It's the perfect play. You acknowledge their problem publicly, so everyone sees you care, and then you immediately invite them to a private channel, like a DM, to actually solve it. You look responsive and empathetic, without getting into a messy public fight.
So what about the reviews that are just plain fake, or ones that contain hate speech or harassment? Look, this isn't about hiding from criticism. It's about protecting your business from stuff that clearly violates the rules. The key is to know the platform's rules, document everything, I'm talking screenshots, and then report the violation.
Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, let's pull it all together. Because the real goal of amazing customer service, it isn't just about fixing problems. It's about transforming those problems into incredible opportunities.
And this brings us to what might be the craziest, most powerful idea in all of customer service. It's called the service recovery paradox. And it says that a customer who has a huge problem that you solve in a spectacular way often becomes more loyal and a bigger advocate than a customer who never had a problem to begin with. You haven't just fixed an issue, you've earned their trust when it mattered most.
So the next time you're faced with an unhappy, frustrated, or angry customer, I want you to remember this choice. Are you just trying to put out a fire and make them go away? Or are you looking at this as a rare chance to win a customer for life? Because how you answer that question, well, that's what will define your business.